What's up, everybody? It's Flux with fluxwithit.com, and today I'm checking out Signal by Output Sounds. Output Sounds is a relatively new Kontakt instrument creator, and they've really been making waves with their new Kontakt libraries. They recently came out with Rev, and now they have a new one called Signal. Signal is pretty massive. It has over 40 gigabytes of sounds in it, over 500 presets, and what's really cool about it is the way that everything kind of tempo syncs and the engine. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so here's the engine for Signal. And what we have here is a very nice preset library. When you click on the center here, you get you can use all these different tags to scroll through presets, and you can see all the presets here. Now, if you buy it now, you'll get 2 free preset library expansions. You'll get a tape library and a cinematic library as well. So that expands on top of the already 40 gigs of sounds that you already get. Now, what's interesting to see about this is that you can actually have up to 4 separate pulses at one time. All your pulses can lock the tempo, and you've got these different rhythms, and you can set up macro sliders and just basically dive in really deep. Now, if you want to see the pulse engines, you have this kind of general view here. Now, we have a pulse engine A, pulse engine B, then we've got for each one of those a main and a second rhythm, okay? You could dive in and change each of these rhythms to change how they sound. Down here we have our sound source. Now if you click on the sound sources, it brings up this pool. You have instruments and then you have synth sounds. So you can select through. So for instance, this sound right here is the So Epic. This is your default preset. And if I want to change this, let's say instead of a synth sound, which is a super square here, let's go ahead and change that, and we'll take a bowed guitar. And let's go back to the pulse engine and say that for pulse engine B, I want to change its sound. We'll go back to instruments as well. We're going to change that. Let's do a harp. Or we can change it to the upright bass. And we can change these rhythms over here. What's really nice about this is that when we change our rhythms, you can change timing of them, you can change the shape of them. So let's say I want this. And then you can use your macros to slide between different settings. So let's dive into just some of the presets here. Let's take a look at the arpeggiated. And click OK. And of course you can go into this beautiful little window here when you use the no editing here. So So what's really great about this is that we can dive in and really just kind of get whatever we want out of it by diving in deeper. So if we go into the pulse engines here, we can click the advanced button, and when you go into the advanced area, you can really get into what effects are on here, what the arpeggiator is doing, what your steps are doing. You can go in here and kind of draw in your own sequencer waveforms here. You can also decide what sort of effects you want in this setup. So we can go over here to effects, and you have a whole list of effects. And again, the GUI for this is just gorgeous. I mean, it's really laid out in a way that's easy on the eyes. So if you're working for a long period of time on sounds, or working on trailers or beats or whatever it is that you're doing, your eyes aren't going to get fatigued, and it just looks good. So that's quite nice. course, I'm going to dive into some other sounds here. We can go to clean sounds. What's really nice about this is each patch has its own macro setup, so they can change from patch to patch. So if you notice, when we click them, see these have all changed now. And you can get lots of interesting different sounds. So let's play with the sliders on this patch. And of course you could use the left and right buttons to select through patches as well. What's really beautiful about this is the way that you can layer up sounds and just kind of decide whatever you want to do with it. If you want to, change how a rhythm is acting, you can dive into it and you can do that. If you want to change from an LFO style to a loop, you can do that. You're not limited by just what they've already done. So it's very nice to just dive in and with, basically just fooling around, you can get completely different sounds off of the presets that are already there. So just a wonderful, wonderful instrument that can really just allow you to get emotional sounds very fast. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just go ahead and create a beat using a few instances of pulse and just see where it leads me. And so we'll start it off with just a little bit of drums and go from there.